Hello, my friends. My name is Tim Johnson. Well, when it comes to getting sober, stopping drinking alcohol, stopping taking drugs, any addiction really, stopping any addiction, what's the magic formula? It's $1,000 question, isn't it? What does it take to stop? And if I had the definitive answer to that question, I'd be a multimillionaire, which I'm obviously not. But I have got some basic ideas, some of the things that you definitely will need to stop your addiction, whether it's stopping drinking alcohol or drugs or whatever it is. And one thing I will share with you at the beginning of this short video is that it takes a massive amount of courage, self-discipline, determination, strength, and also, all sorts of other qualities, which I won't list now, warrior spirit, if you like, to get through this. It makes me laugh when people say, they just stop, it's easy to stop and all the rest of it, just stop drinking, just stop putting it in your body and, it'll magically sort itself out. But there are so many elements to actually stopping. And stopping isn't necessarily the hardest of it all. Staying stopped, constant sobriety, living day to day after you've stopped your drug of choice is the really difficult bit. To fix that problem, to fix that pain that was driving you towards that addiction, that's your ultimate goal. But initially, it's getting stopped and finding, the strength, courage, will, determination, whatever you want to call it, to stop. Because you're going to put yourself through pain. And no one wants that. It takes a certain sort of courage, if you like, to put yourself in harm's way, if you like. Because if you've been drinking consistently and a lot, or using drugs for any length of time, and you're dependent, or your body and mind is dependent on that substance, then you're going to go through a withdrawal of some description, however severe, depending, and that severity depends on many things, on the length of time you've been using, the drug of choice you've been using, the amount you've been taking, your body type, etc., etc. The many things. And to put yourself in harm's way like that is the fear, that hurdle, that first hurdle that most people have to overcome in their mind. To know that you're going to do that to yourself, and to know you're going to get, have several days and maybe weeks, where you're going to be in a period of pain, anxiety. It's not easy to overcome that in your mind and put yourself towards that. But there are three elements that are essential to stopping doesn't matter what your addiction is. And these three elements are that you have to, first of all, realize that you need to stop, and that you're on the way out. That you can't cope, it's unmanageable, you're powerless towards it. If you carry on the way you are, then you're going to die. It's simple as that. And before all that happens, you're going to push away all those people that are important to you, those that you love, because you're going to lie and cheat and let them down once too often, and they're going to steer clear of you. It's simple as that. And then from there onwards, as you go down that path of destruction, what lurks then is the health and other issues that come with, long-term addiction. So you have to realize that you need to stop, because some people don't even realize that they have a problem. They say, well, I drink, 6, 7, 8 cans, 10 cans of beer a night, that's not a problem, is it? I can stop whenever I want to. But generally, they're just lying to themselves. and that is a problem. And, you have to come to terms with that. You have to come to terms. No one likes being labelled, with labels. And I'm not using labels like alcoholic or drug addict or whatever. If you realise you've got a problem or a dependency, then you have to come to terms with that in your mind and say, right, well, enough's enough. And then perhaps the hardest part of all, it's all hard, but perhaps one of the hardest parts of all is to find the want, the desire. You have to want it so badly, you can almost taste it. You have to want to find freedom on the other side. You have to want to learn to live your life again on your own terms and not be dependent on a substance that's controlling your life, which it does. Every aspect of it is controlled by that substance. So you have to realise that, you have to find that want. I want to change. I want to stop. And that desire has to be so strong and so deep. It can't be willy-nilly. It has to come from your heart, from your gut. You have to want it so badly you can taste it, because you're going to put yourself through discomfort and pain, both through the withdrawal and on the other side of sobriety, where you're having to face emotions, pain that you've numbed for years probably, or forgot, tried to put to the back of your mind for years, the reason that's driven your addiction. So that want has to be great. You have to want it from your heart. And then the third thing is extremely hard as well, because you have to ask for help. Because you can't just do it on your own. You have to find support. And whatever that support is, it doesn't matter. Whether that support is Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, whatever it is, if that's your thing, I have respect for that. I didn't use that. Not only I used my family and friends, thank God they were supportive, but I also used support groups, which I found which weren't connected to AA, because I had tried AA in the past, which hadn't worked for me. It does work for some people. I have utmost respect for all those organisations, but for me, it wasn't right. So family and friends helped a lot. Support groups that I found online helped a lot. Just generally talking and knowing that there was someone there in case I got into trouble. And also I use people, online, like someone like myself, I suppose. But in my case, it was Ryan Donnelly, God rest his soul, who's sadly passed now. But his channel was immensely helpful to me. And he helped me a lot. We spoke on the phone regularly. And finding that support and putting that support network in place is essential. Because not only are you then accountable for your actions, if you like, but you have someone there in case you're in the trough of despair and you're thinking about going backwards, and you have someone to talk to, whether it's face-to-face or in these uncertain times on the end of a phone or on FaceTime or whatever it is, Zoom, whatever it is. So those three things are essential. Need to change, want to change, seeking help. And then you need to gather as much knowledge and information as you can. Knowledge is power, simple as that. I mean, I'm the sort of person who researches things anyway, but I found out everything I could about alcohol and drug withdrawal, because I was going to be withdrawing separate stages from opiates and from alcohol. So knowledge is power, finding out as much as I could. And there are on this channel, and please subscribe, like, share the videos. Just means perhaps more people will see them and perhaps they'll help more people. But there are some really in-depth videos on this channel, many of them. There's 380 videos on this channel now. And there are some really in-depth ones about withdrawal from alcohol, from opiates, from other drugs, which I've done a lot of research on, and from my own experiences. And they may be helpful to you. As there are many videos on early sobriety and dealing with pain and sorting out forgiveness and many things, and learning to live a sober life. So knowledge is power. So this beginning stage, need to change, want to change, seeking help, knowledge, preparing then for stopping. You know, whether you're the sort of person who needs to set a date and say, right, from this day is when I stop. Preparing for the withdrawal, getting everything in to the house, as you'll find on these videos, which I've just mentioned, what you need to prepare prior to the withdrawal, whatever that withdrawal and however bad it may be. And get it all in, get it all ready, preparation, knowledge, and then face it. And then it's down to you. It's down to no one else really, but you. It's down to you finding that warrior spirit, because you are a warrior. Anyone that recovers from drugs and alcohol addiction, if they've been deep in it for any length of period of time, or just, you know, or just gets through that, is a warrior. In my mind, is a badass, is a warrior, deserves respect, because it takes a lot, you know, and it takes a lot to learn to live sober as well. A lot of work, daily work. And but on the other end of that battle, if you like, you find freedom. You find a freedom and a peace and a happiness that you've never known before, or you certainly haven't known for many years, or a long time since you've been in addiction. And also maybe before you even went into addiction, because when you learn to live sober, you start to do things right. You start to look after nutrition, and you start to practice gratitude. You start to give service and care about people. You become a better, stronger person. And that freedom is worth every second of pain. Trust me. You may not think so while you're going through it, and you may not think so before you go through it. But as someone who's been through many years of this battle, you know, I can guarantee you now, I've certainly never been happier or stronger, or, you know, and I think I'm a good person, and I'm becoming better every day, and that's important to keep growing. So Carpe Diem, as the motto of this channel says, seize the day, live strong, live free. And I hope that's been of some use to you. Good luck in your journey. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.